I can still see her in my mind, head tilted slightly to the side, a smirk etched across her lips, as if I were the punchline to some cruel joke. That expression told me everything. What she had done meant nothing to her, and by extension, I meant nothing too. Her name was Marissa. We had been together for 4 years, almost to the day. When we first met, I was in my last year of law school, juggling long hours of study and internships, while she was finishing her psychology degree and working part-time at a little coffee shop tucked into the corner of downtown. She had that sort of charisma you can't fake, the kind that pulls people toward you without you even trying. I wasn't immune. I fell for her in the easy way people fall into warm water, without noticing they're submerged until it's all around them. The early days were all passion and loyalty, the kind of emotions that make you believe you've stumbled onto something unshakable. 2 years in, we decided to move in together. I bought her a golden retriever she'd always dreamed of, a fluffy, overexcited puppy she named Milo. She cried when I placed him in her arms, her face lit with joy, and in that moment, I thought I understood love. I was wrong. The change didn't happen overnight, but it was steady enough that I felt it creeping in. She grew distant. Her temper shortened. She always seemed too tired to talk, too drained to share the smallest pieces of her day. I told myself it was stress, maybe burnout from school and work, but something in my gut whispered otherwise. She started changing her passwords. Her phone became a permanent fixture in her hand, her thumb always ready to shield the screen. I refused to pry. I didn't want to be the paranoid partner. So I gave her trust, space, freedom, and she turned that into the weapon she used to humiliate me. It was a Friday night when everything fell apart. I came home early, hoping we could reconnect, maybe watch a movie, order her favorite pad thai, laugh like we used to. Instead, I found the apartment empty. Milo paced anxiously, as if he knew something I didn't. I texted her. No reply. Midnight came and went, then 1 a.m., then 2. At 2:14, I heard the lock turn. She walked in wearing a short black dress and high heels, hair tangled in that unmistakable way, makeup smeared. Not from tears, but from sweat, from someone else's hands. She froze for a second when she saw me still awake, then smiled faintly, almost amused. You're still up. Didn't think you'd care, she said with a lazy exhale, like I'd just inconvenienced her evening. Where were you? I asked quietly. She rolled her eyes. Out. What? You want a play-by-play? I stayed silent, which seemed to irritate her. She tilted her head, her voice dripping with mockery. Fine. I slept with someone. Happy now? Then she laughed. Not the nervous kind of laugh, but a sharp, dismissive one, like betrayal was something funny, like breaking me apart was entertainment. Something inside me shifted in that moment. Not anger, not heartbreak, but a cold, precise clarity. Without a word, I stood, picked up my car keys, and left. I ended up at a 24-hour diner down the street, sitting in a red vinyl booth, with a cup of bitter coffee in front of me. For 3 hours, I planned. Not revenge, just reclamation. She didn't know the lease was under my name. She didn't know the car she drove was mine, registered and financed through my credit. She didn't know I had quietly kept receipts, bank statements, and every bit of evidence showing how far she drifted. And she had no idea that I had been preparing, in small ways, for the day I might need to cut her out completely. When I returned at sunrise, she was asleep, snoring softly like nothing had happened. By 10 a.m., the first steps were already in motion. I canceled the credit card I had co-signed for her. I froze our shared account. I called the landlord and gave our 30-day notice. I booked a moving truck, not for me, for her. When she finally woke up, I told her calmly. She had 4 weeks to find a new place. I was ending the lease. The utilities would be shut off the day I moved. She stared at me like I'd started speaking another language. But where am I supposed to go? She asked, her voice small. I don't care, I replied flatly. And the car? It's not yours. You have until Sunday to hand me the keys. That's when the tears came. But I didn't comfort her. I didn't shout or even raise my voice. I walked away. Over the next few weeks, I watched her cycle through guilt, anger, bargaining, even begging at 3 a.m. over text. I never replied. The last time I saw her was on move-out day. She stood on the sidewalk with a suitcase in one hand and a trash bag of clothes in the other, watching strangers carry away furniture she'd once claimed as hers. There was no smirk on her face anymore, just emptiness. She never laughed at me again, because I never gave her the opportunity. Whatever lies she told next became someone else's problem. I walked away with Milo at my side, lighter than I had felt in months. Because I'll never forget the moment she laughed in my face. It was the exact moment I stopped loving her, and the exact moment I started reclaiming myself.